first thing we wanted to talk about, though, man, before we dove into the Malik Hooker conversation, Tunch Ilkin, baby. Can we talk about him, man, for a second?
For sure.
I mean, I know, I had shared some of my thoughts in terms of the video that I posted yesterday about him retiring from his media broadcasting career. But I just wanted to give him his flowers again, man. Get a chance for you to talk. And then obviously for the people in the comments, just sharing those moments about Tunch Ilkin, because him as a player, awesome, right? 2-time Pro Bowler, obviously 14-year career, 12 here in Pittsburgh. That part was already awesome. But then you think about the constant, like the moments that people are going to forever attach with him because they heard his voice describing it. They heard his voice painting this picture for them, whether it was after a win or a loss or doing whatever may have been happening. Like, I just always love to hear those stories, man.
Yeah, so for me, I got a few things. One is obviously the broadcast voice. Bill Hillgrove, dude, like, he's just the voice of Pittsburgh. Like, Pitt Panthers, Steelers, anytime you see some of these iconic plays on SportsCenter, because usually they do throw the radio audio with it as opposed to like the CBS, and it's just awesome to hear his voice. But the more you think of it, Tunch is just as much a part of that as Bill Hillgrove. Like, they're kind of together like that. So he has been that iconic voice for the Steelers for I don't even know how long, to be honest with you, ever since I've been watching them. So he's been a big part of the Steelers family, all that type of stuff, just as a professional. But then I actually have gotten a chance to meet him a couple times through a mutual friend. And this was actually when I was starting doing my own little podcast stuff, working media stuff, just learning. Dude, I was like, I'm like 22, 23, 24 at the time, just trying to learn things. And he was giving his story about how he started. He was giving me tips on things, but then also was just asking me about me as a person, which is something I appreciated too. So yeah, every time I've run into him, it was a couple times at I think it was like cigar shops.
Tunch loves his cigars. Loves his cigars, baby.
But yeah, always helpful, and it was just a couple interactions, but it seems like all the stories line up that are out there about him with my experience with him as well. So yeah, nothing but good things to say. Yeah,
man. I just love that, man. When you talk about him, just like you said, ask, hey man, personally, like, how are you, man? What's going on with you? He's one of those guys that he just wants to know, like, connect here. Let me connect what's inside, man. That's awesome about him, baby. Awesome. And then let's see, man. Let's see. Oh, Ryan Curry. Tunch is a Titan from BJ Finney. Absolutely. Coality Colas says, man, straight GOAT comments for GOAT emojis for Mr. Tunch Ilkin. Yes, indeed. So South Florida still 777. Tunch is the man, player, broadcaster, and the man, the myth, the legend. I slapped a T-Rex, says love Tunch. And then Jason Winningham. Thank you, Tunch. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Tunch is an awesome dude, man. Awesome dude, man.
I really liked your video yesterday, man, because you hit on everything with him as a player, but then also him giving you tips when you're starting out and stuff like that. That stuff means things.
Absolutely, man. Like, I know as soon as I was starting to hop into the media field, once I got here in Pittsburgh, he was one of the guys, like, always, hey man, come on, go get on the show with me. Let's talk. Let's get on the show. Let's talk. I'm like, man, all right. And then just understanding, like, because like I said early on, I would always get super excited, want to talk fast, and just his cadence. Think about when he talks, like, he makes sure that you can hear it, pause when he's supposed to pause, inflect on certain words. But I just always enjoyed that, just to see how crafty he was. And when we do not last year, but the year before COVID happened, right? When we would do a sports breakdown show with the Steelers, I was always impressed with how detail oriented he was. And I could tell he watched film the same way that I did. Because we would come up here, we'd have these opinions, and we're always pinpointing certain things. And I'm like, I could just hear certain things that he says, certain details. And I'm like, yes, that's the guy that watches the tape. And you always have that mutual respect like that, man. So like I said, man, it was just such an honor to be around him in that vein, man.
Yeah, great career. Yeah. Great career.
Absolutely. Absolutely.